Oh, crap, I forgot my water. Do, do, do. If anybody pops in, I ran to grab my water bottle. Yody ho ho. Had to run back in and grab my water bottle quick because it's a little toasty out and the sun's blasting me. So let's get to shooting something, shall we? Have people on. Identify yourself. Use the blue chicken. STX Bushcraft, how you doing? South Texas. I grew up in the Houston area. Like a bad penny. You're back. STX Bushcraft. Right now, I'm using the Axiom X. It's the adjustable pro level slingshot. You can tell it's well loved. It's got a lot of frame hits over the time year or so that I've owned it or more. But I'm getting it dialed back in. For right now, that's what I'm using, but also got Liberty Custom Nova and an Axiom G10 that I use for long draws, which we'll get to in a little while. Oh, I smacked that poor chicken in the belly. Headed to Houston right now. I actually grew up in a little town called Pearland, just south of Houston, across the county line. County line ran right through the back of my neighborhood. My dad worked at Hobby Airport, which was only like 15-20 minutes away. Wolf Reaper is back. Haven't seen you in a few weeks, my friend. You've been terrorizing the YouTubes, have you? You must love driving if you go through Houston a lot. That traffic is crazy. And I've been gone for like over 40 years, so I can't imagine how bad it is now. Where can I find pro slingshot competition? Evil Twin Skippy, are you located in the U.S.? That's my first question. If you're located in the U.S., there's a number of opportunities. Axiom Pro Aluminum. Oh, yeah, this is the one that's adjustable. For some reason, it was shooting bad for a while, so I parked it. Ooh, got the bell. And then I realized it was just my grip, my pouch grip. Going to play there. Yeah, the traffic sucks. I can imagine now. Evil Twin Skippy, let me know where you're at. Got that 40. The adjustable one sold out. I got the red too, which is hard to find anymore. They don't make it anymore. How's my shooting been? Well, I'm kind of at a plateau, to be honest. Ooh, that was a good hit. So much of my shooting I do on live streams where I don't actually pay attention and I get distracted by, you guys. So I need to take more days where I just don't do a live stream. Really wanted to do one today because I don't think I'll be able to do one tomorrow. Don't know what Saturday holds. Usually go over to my friend's on Thursday night, but he couldn't shoot tonight. I think that's what simple, yeah, the carbon fiber. Okay, Wolf Reaper and anybody else out there, if you're going to buy from Simpleshot, please use the link in my description. You can go and find any of my live videos, and it all has that link in it. If you use that link, I get a commission, and I put all that money right back into Simpleshot. You're in Florida, Evil Twin Skippy. I don't know that there's any tournaments in Florida. The big tournament that just got done back in May was the East Coast Sling Tournament. That's the big one everybody on that side of the country likes to go to. I heard there's a really good one down in Louisiana. I'm not sure when it is. There's one or two more coming up in Indiana later this fall. One is AIM, which is more of a get-together and casual competition. And Hocking Hills, I believe, is more of a formal competition. I believe both of those are in Indiana. And then in the spring, there's an indoor Midwest Spring Sling that just started last year. And I saw them post today that the plans are underway for next year. So that's what I know about tournaments. If you wanted to go to the West Coast, I know the West Coast hosts some of their own as well. But if you're in Florida, you got to be pretty hardcore to go all the way over to California and there to go to a slingshot tournament for 2 days. Any sling tournament's a good time. I'm telling you, you go to compete, and I went to Midwest to compete and see how I stacked up against the big guys. And I just didn't want to embarrass myself, and didn't really embarrass myself. I finished about where I wanted, but I could have done a lot better. But the most fun is just hanging out and talking to people, meeting people, and meeting a lot of the people you see making videos. And some of the best shooters in the world show up for these tournaments. Got it. That's the best part. And you learn a lot too. So yes, you guys remember, if you're going to buy a Simpleshot, please use my link. I looked on my stats and I saw a lot of people have been visiting with the link, but nobody has bought yet. So everything there is going to be more stuff from Simpleshot and stuff that may or may not show up here. Kind of getting careless now. Oh, shoot that bottle. That's easy to hit. I got a new bottle. The other one finally broke. And I missed the stupid bottle. Unfortunately, the only two tournaments that fit into my calendar are the Midwest Spring Sling in March. And then if I have the money, I could make it to East Coast. It's just, that's a 9 and, excuse me. 9.5 hour drive for me, and I really don't like driving that much. There we go. If I had somebody to go along with me and split the driving and help pay for gas, that would be awesome. I put my odds of making it to the East Coast tournament next year at about 30% right now, which is more than last year. Drove big rigs. I found I'd rather drive during rush hour in LA than in New York anytime. Yeah, I've been to New York like 2 times, once on business and once for a day on around Thanksgiving. It's crazy there. You live in Maryland, Wolf Reaper, you should go to ECST, East Coast. That one's right over in your area. That one's in Pennsylvania. Easy to get to. Or is it Virginia? I think it's Pennsylvania. Man, I am shaky tonight. I'll hit really good and then I can't hit the water bottle. There we go. Yeah, go to East Coast next year, Wolf. I'm there, we'll hang out. They do cool stuff there. Midwest is fun, but it's indoors, so you're somewhat limited by what you can do. And the woods course is outside, but you don't really have woods. It's an open field with tournaments at targets at different heights and distances. Like we had one target, it was like 193 feet or something away. You have no idea if we're high or low because you couldn't see your ammo that far away. Take a deep, yeah, I know. Had to get my dinner. Hey, Todd.
Going live?
Yeah. Go home and watch, man. Got 89 people online. Guy that main mechanic at the auto parts store in my backyard just left. I would not picture him driving a Toyota Yaris. Really? Dude. I picture him driving a big old massive Chevy truck or some kind of... Well, I know he has a big truck because he's got a racing boat that sits in the garage over there. How many stones can you fire in a 20-second burst? I'm not set up to do that right now. We do have speed shooting in our tournaments. And last year, we got to shoot an 8-inch gong from 10 meters. And I got 12 hits in a minute. And I probably got about 18 to 20 shots off. The dude that won got 23 hits in a minute. Realistically, if I've got a special slingshot that I use for speed, I need to get it fixed up and bring it out and practice with it. Ideally, in 20 seconds, I could probably get off about 7 or 8 shots. My targets were AAA batteries as far as away. I don't know if they're old AAA batteries, just there's hazardous chemicals in those, so just be careful. Where can I buy a barrel to turn into a catch box? Well, the one I have is no longer a catch box, but I got it from a friend. It had it in his backyard. It was buried in the dirt, and he handed it to me and gave me a jigsaw to clean it or to cut it out. Loaned me his jigsaw. And but if you're probably not on Facebook, Wolf Reaper, but Facebook Marketplace is a great source. Great place to get them. There's people that just have yards full construction places that get chemicals and junk in them, and they just have them everywhere. Maybe check Craigslist, any of those online marketplaces that you might be able to get access to. And they're like $10 or $15. They're dirt cheap. Yeah, you don't miss a squirrel up with some LED beads because there's nothing. As a former tech, I'll say we'll drive anything that runs. Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. I use 8mm steel. Somebody mentioned what they're doing. We don't shoot squirrels here. We're not allowed to hunt here with a slingshot. Plus, my wife feeds the squirrels. They're like her little pet babies. So if I shot one, she would be pretty mad at me. But we have a lot of squirrels. You'll probably see one run through. Lead. I use 8mm steel. I got 8mm bearings at our tournaments. They shoot 7, 8, and 9.5. Ammo is usually provided. Lead has a definite impact. It's heavier, so you need a bit heavier band because it's very porous. It may not track quite as accurately as steel, but I know a lot of people use lead, especially for hunting, because its kinetic energy that it packs is pretty ouch. 10 meters, 7 shots. That's formidable weapon. Yes, but you got to have it handy, and you got to have your ammo in hand and stuff like that. So I would not rely on this as my home protection for self-defense. But if you were out in the woods and, you know, there was somewhat of a controlled scenario, you could make people hurt. We're getting about 210 feet per second. So an 8mm piece on 210 feet per second is going to hurt. AMC Eagle, I remember that. Josiah, how's it going, man? When did slingshots first appear, and what did they use instead of elastic bands that you use? Well, they've been around forever. I mean, Tom Sawyer, way back. I don't know the exact history, how far back they go, but I know way back in the early days of television, there was some old dude, I can't remember what his name was, but he was a crack shot. He was on Johnny Carson or one of them Tonight shows or whatever. He was talking to him, and he would just, boom, knock a bottle off. I mean, he just never aimed. He just was very instinctive. He could just, so a lot of people in the old days, they would just get a tree fork off the tree in your yard or their backyard or out in the woods, dry it out, make sure it's good and solid, hard wood, and they would get old inner tubes from tractor tires or car tires, and they made great elastic for back then. But I don't think the power and strength was there because we have a big elongation factor. Like we got 5 or 6 to 1 elongation on this stuff, and those inner tubes is probably more like 2 to 4. So it's not going to pack quite the punch, but a lot of people, that was kind of the go-to for a long time. I got a family member whose kids are big hunters that live about an hour from here, and their grandpa makes some slingshots all the time and uses inner tubes for the rubber on them. And I told their mom, I said, I need to come show them how to shoot. Of course, they won't need a slingshot because they can shoot everything else. I also know about blow darts, but I have never done it. But man, I would sure like to try it. I've seen people do it, but I've never seen a setup. I would love to try blow darts. One thing I will not try are darts on a slingshot. They make special darts with a hook in the nose, and you put them on a slingshot with paracord or a D-loop, and you mess up, and that sucker's going right through your hand. Ain't no way I'm doing that. I'd like to know, too, the history. Well, Wolf Reaper, you were smart enough to find me on YouTube. Why don't you go Google it or Chat GPT it? Because they'll give you some history. I believe it goes back into the Native Americans or the Indians, maybe from down South America. I believe it goes back that far. I haven't done all the research myself. Stick with the smallest cast iron you can find. Just put them in further distance. You can shoot at cast iron pans. Those are great. They will last forever. But I'm warning you, they bounce back and ricochet bad. I used to have a metal bell that I hung up, and that thing would send ammo flying. I've hung spoons up because they can spin if you bend them. And if you hit it just right, that thing will bounce God knows where. So just be careful if you are using steel. They do last forever. But if you're shooting close, I'd recommend some safety glasses. Otherwise, if you're shooting from a distance, no worries. But make sure there's no windows or anything you don't want to break around, because a ricochet is going to happen. It's probably impossible to say when they were first invented. That's probably true. Kind of like archery. They probably were, well, if you think about it, What did David kill Goliath with in the Bible? A slingshot. It wasn't one of these. It was one of those you sling around. They called that a, what is it, bariatric sling? A shepherd sling, I call them. So yeah, they go all the way back there, but this kind of sling, I'm not big. I'm sure they go back hundreds of years, but I'm just not sure. I just deer hunt. What do you think about glass balls? Glass balls are good to use. The only thing is, if you've got any kind of metal in your target system, it's hard, like you're shooting at a pan, or if something's hard down there, the glass marbles can break. And while they'll be good and you can pick them up and reuse them, one, they're really big, but you just got to be careful. Do you want shattered glass all over your target range? I don't. That's why I shoot steel. I got a big old magnet. You can probably see it on the side there, right there on top of that cement brick. After I'm done shooting, I'll just go pick up all those balls with a magnet. Marbles. Gabriel, how you doing? I think you've been around before. Red Ryder BB guns on a radio flyer. We can do some crazy stuff trolling through the backyard. Yeah, those little BB guns, if they're the spring ones, you might be able to knock a bird out if you get close enough. But if you get the ones you pump up, those you can take down some small varmints. I throw the atlatl. Oh, those are cool. I actually was at a boys ministry camp out one year. The first year I went, I got the stuff and made my own with a knife and a hatchet or whatever, and it was just pretty crude. Of course, couldn't find a good enough stick to make an arrow out of it, but I've seen those on shows, reality shows and like survival shows, and atlatls are cool. I wouldn't mind trying to play with one of those. Man, if you can hunt with one of those, you're dead-eye. You're trying frameless. Yeah, I don't do frameless. There's no way. I had a guy walk up from across the yard a couple of months ago, and he worked construction with my neighbor, and he came up and asked what I was doing. I showed him, I've been shooting that since I was a kid. Here, let me go get it out of my truck. He goes out to his truck and he pulls out a frameless slingshot with tubes about this big and a pouch about that big on it that you could put a tennis ball in. And he wraps it on his hand, takes a piece of ammo and shoots at my target. It didn't shoot real well. He said, yeah, we've been shooting these since we were kids. We used to hunt with them. It's like, you crazy. Pine rocks. It's about accuracy. I don't want to say it, but I think I got to. Amazing what you can do with a blunt stick. Yep, you're correct. In fact, there's some speculation. I don't know whether I completely believe it or not, but the Balearic sling, the shepherd sling that you throw like that, there's some speculation that instead of one like we see where you spin it around and throw it, it was on a great big long stick, almost like a portable trebuchet. And they would take it and they would just go whoosh, like that and use the leverage of that stick to build speed. I don't know. Depends on how you interpret the Bible and how much digging you do into history, whether that's real or not. I would not be surprised if that was the way it was, but for now I'm believing it was the one he slung around and hit him. Can you kill a deer with this? If you had really big bands, big enough ammo, you got him close enough and you could hit him right like in the ear or through the eye where you could go right to the brain, maybe. But I wouldn't try it. You're not going to probably have much luck. What is that pouch you have your ammo in? Oh, this is a bag from Simpleshot. It's like, I don't know, it's like $15, $20. It's a great bag. I got some carabiners on the back, and the strap I had custom made. I paid somebody. It's all woven paracord. It's really cool. And it gets fat right there on the shoulder. I love this thing. It holds 2 slings on the side, and then I put one down in when I'm done. And it holds a pile of ammo, and it's got a pocket on the front. It opens up so you can store bands and stuff in there. I think it's only like $10. My wife ordered some slingshots for me from Simpleshot at Christmas, and they were throwing these in for free with certain things, and she must have picked the right one because it came for free. It's like, I like it, and it's Velcro, so you can put a patch on it. And it's got a ring, so I have a carabiner with the little Allen keys you need for changing the Allen clips. Oops, sorry for the noise. So that bag, I really like it. The only thing crazy about it is you reach down in there and there's a whole bunch of extra fabric, like the nylon. If you pull it out, the thing, that pouch that holds everything, this nylon stuff, you pull it out in stock form, it comes like this high. It's huge. So one day I emptied it all out and I went and got a needle and thread. Yeah, my mama taught me well. And I just folded it over and sewed it up. Now it works right. Fun times. Survival Empire. Rational reviews. Hey, how's it going? Do I know you? You sounds like you knew my name. Of course, my name's all over the channel, but have you been on one of our live streams before or commented on my videos? And they had sticks that can launch a rock pretty much as quick as a whip. Yep, that's kind of what I was throwing about. You throw in tournaments with an atlatl? That's cool. They'll compete with anything, won't they? Yeah, atlatls are not easy, but they're so cool looking. Hey, don't worry about it, Andrew. We're having fun without you. Andrew, you're fine. Don't tell Andrew that. He might get upset with you. According to what I just searched, there were no slingshots before the invention of rubber. Yeah, they would have had to be the throwing kind. Use cast iron, be smart, angle to the ground, no flybacks. Yes, that's so if you were going to shoot a cast iron target, you would want to point it that way so it down in the ground. I'm also a flint kidnapper, so I make my own hunting points. Slingshots. Tell them to pop in sometime, Jesse. Nice setup. Yeah, it's okay. I got a mesh tarp, mesh fabric behind everything, and almost every target up there, except that blue chicken and one leather spinner, is from Simpleshot. It's all right. You got to clean, man. Make sure you clean behind your ears, Andrew. Make sure you're clean. You know the Simpleshot guys. Yeah, I do too. I've met Nathan and Jordan and Andy. In fact, I talked to Nathan Masters at the Midwest Spring Sling this March and was telling him how I'd made a series of videos on how to learn to shoot a slingshot. And every one of them I was pushing Simpleshot to get your gear. He said, well, we need to make you a brand ambassador. So I called the lady, or I messaged the lady at Simpleshot, and they set me up as an affiliate. So if you use my link to buy from them, I get a very small commission, make a couple of bucks, and then I use that money to buy more stuff from Simpleshot because I like them. Hey, whoop. STX Bushcraft, you're going to get one. Make sure to use my link. It's in the description below. Let me show you which one you should get if you've never done this before. If you've never shot before, there's two slingshots I recommend. I don't have the other one out here. This one's called the Axiom. This one's a G10. You don't want the G10. It's expensive and you'll mess it up when you don't know what you're doing. But they make a plastic version. It's right now, they just dropped the price to $29.99 for a Axiom with clips and fiber optics for like 30 bucks. And there's even an Axiom starter kit you can get that has a bag. I think it has one of these in it. It has bands. It has like a 500 bag of clay ammo, some targets, everything you need to get started. And it's like $60 or $70 for everything. So that's a really good deal. Make sure to use my link down there if you're going to get one, though. I'd much appreciate it. But yeah, if you're getting started, STX, go watch my Simpleshot Slingshot Basics course. It's also linked in the description of this video. In case you don't know how to get to that stuff, folks, up in the top right corner of your phone, tablet, there's three little dots. If you click up there, you can see view description, and that's where you can see the links that I have posted. And if you watch those videos, you'll be popping cans within a week, as long as you're getting the fundamentals right. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Dirty. Hey, it's not a problem. The sun's finally behind a tree, so I'm not dying out here. See you on Gulf Coast napping. I'm not napping. Oh, Jess. Yeah. To kill a deer if you were attrition hunting like American Indians, that's why they were long distance bows and arrows. Yes, I guess you could do it that way, but we've kind of become domesticated and softies in that respect. Plus now there's a big push for humane kills where it's quick and you don't have to make the animal suffer. So if you did it with a slingshot, I've seen them kill rabbits online with a slingshot, and it's a pretty brutal dying process. Cut the liner out of mine, it's much better. Yeah, I did something similar. My mom and grandma taught me how to sew. My mom taught me, she was a seamstress. Whenever we were kids and we needed money for something, she would just make a bunch of stuff for people at church and make money, and that's how we'd get stuff. Remember, she saved her money because us kids complained about washing the dishes. We wanted a dishwasher. She saved her money. She got a dishwasher, had it installed. Then we all complained about having to wash the dishes off before we put them in the dishwasher. She never let us live that one down. They do have too much liner. Yes, they do. I like the $40 go bag, but it's twice the price of the $20. I have both the go bag and this bag. The go bag's good if you want to pack a lot of stuff. And I know there's a big flap on it that you can take and flip in down inside, but the liner on the go bag is a more coarse nylon. And if you're reaching in constantly into that go bag, it rubs your knuckles raw. Maybe I'm a wimp. I don't know. Anyway, but where it would be really good is if you had one of those necklace magnets and you could just stick it down in there, pick up a bunch of ammo, and then start shooting. That's when the go bag would be really good. But it's a little bit bigger and heavier. I've just kind of grown on this one. This one I just love. And the price is so good that it overachieves its price point. Let's just say that. Man, something. Slingshot. Yes, that's why we're shooting. I got a whip that would hit those targets. So you got a whip that could hit those targets at 10 meters? That's a long whip. But hey, Indiana Jones, man, that dude could do stuff. People that can use it. My brother had a whip when we were kids. He got it in Mexico when they went on vacation. And he used to be able to sling it around and whoop-pap and make it pop. And every time I did it, it slapped me and tangled me up. I never got that figured out. It's one thing my older brother did better than me. It wasn't much he did better than me. He was kind of weird. Thinking about getting the Joey with the integrated clip. Tell you, a lot of people don't like clips. They like the tie-on bands like this. But I don't mind either one, really. I just like the clips because it's so easy. I can swap bands out in like 2 minutes. Yeah, LT2 or the Axiom. Wolf Reaper saying get the LT2. Either one of those is great. Is that a Royal Ranger? Atticus Finch asked. Yes, it's a Royal Ranger hat. It's a boys ministry at my church. It's been around since the 60s. I was on it when I was like 7 years old. And it's still alive and well, and I'm a leader in our church, one of the commanders. So it's still alive and we love it. It's still probably better. Yeah, the Joey bag is probably a little higher quality. I have a feeling these are imported kind of things, that they just get in bulk, which is fine because it's good. There's a few bags that I see some of the smaller slingshot companies have. The Joey bag, and there's some ones that are just a little pouch that clips on your belt and hangs right there. Those are sweet. I would not mind one of those, but I've kind of grown so accustomed to this. It's part of them now. My mic, I'm sorry, it keeps getting tangled up. Don't shoot your eye out. I haven't shot my eye out, but I did cut my face one time. Breaking Raccoon, how you doing, Mr. Winner Chicken Dinner? For those of you that don't know, I had a giveaway for my 1,000,000 views, and Raking Raccoon won the slingshot. It was mailed out Tuesday. So you're in California, so you'll probably get it tomorrow or Saturday in the mail. Hey, Coin, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. For those who don't know, Coin's a really good shot. Like, really good shot. The aluminum cannon ran out. Yeah, you can run out of the clay ammo if you don't buy a bunch. Some clips. Made it a nice belt lanyard. You want to wear it belt style. Unclip it. Yeah, I did the belt stuff for a long time, but then because I'm fat and my pants ride low, they just kept wanting to fall down. So I got spenders now, and I got this on a strap, so I don't have that problem. Coins in the house. You see your bat? Yes, that was cool. Andrew has a pouch. It's kind of a taller, skinny one. It's got a Batman logo on it. It's pretty cool. How about that? Joey bag. Trying to get caught up on comments so I can shoot a bit again. Yeah, Raking Raccoon, I'll be curious what you think of that slingshot. You saw my review on it, and you wanted it. You registered for it, so now it's yours. It's yours to mess with. The jury's still out. I'm getting my MDT cannon back. He may have slashed. No, it's in the mail. It went out on Tuesday. I sent you tracking. It's all good. There might or might not be a scratch on it. I can't remember. But it was only clay shot. It's still safe. Ranger Commander. I was a Ranger of the Year in my outpost, Mississippi, back in '94. Way to go. Yes, that's still a lot of stuff I learned from when I was a kid. I remember now. I saw you've had a couple of live coins. Hey, Sam, how's it going? Where am I from? I live in Wisconsin, just south of Madison. And Coin, the other day, I was doing a live, and then I think Sam came on and said, Coin's doing a live. And I said, so what? We're live too. And we still have plenty of people, and we've got our own followers and crowd, and all we're doing is making the slingshot world a better place. Right, Coin? Superman pouch. I like Batman, especially the hokey 60s version of Batman. All right, let's get the long draw out. I've been sitting around talking for a while. Let's see how bad I can do, especially with Coin watching on. Stashed it. No, it's stashed in a box for you, Thrillbilly. I did not mess it up. It's there. All right, Sam's here, Coin's here. I'm going to try long draw and really embarrass myself because I suck at it. Long way from Florida. I'm shooting the Liberty Custom Nova that I traded with Sam for. It's starting to grow on me. Still not my favorite long draw, but it's right up there with the Axiom G10. I like me long, big frames. I don't like the little ones. Hey, me and Coin would go live. That would be fun. But he'd probably embarrass me. All right, let's shoot at that water bottle. Got brand new bands on it. The other one's got a hole in it finally. Using some latex that Sam sent me a little strip of with the slingshot. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to rethink these giveaways and stuff because, dang, shipping's expensive. Like every box that I ship was like $15 to $18. It's crazy. Obviously, I'm no good at this long draw. You can see how bad I'm missing. Should start shooting at that can soon. That's what I like. Better not miss. Yeah, well, we know how that's going to be. They are a little snappier because they're not all worn in. I'm not doing very good. All right, let's go for that can. I seem to do better at up higher targets. Except that one. The long draw, I still haven't got that muscle memory down to get my altitude right, the anchor reference or whatever. Takes a few shots to start getting close. And I usually do okay once I start hitting. I'm low, so I need to pull the reference down on everything. It's low. There we go. That was a solid hit in the middle. Zoom in a little so you can see the can a little bit better. Nobody see my ugly mug. Oh man, more comments. How can I keep getting so far behind? Thrill Billy, my brother from another one. I got a few of those around. Falling off my job, enjoy. Don't worry about it, Andrew. We got multiple moderators. You don't need to carry the whole load. That's why there's more of you. There's a character from the movie, a sea creature movie, that said some crazy. You got me because I don't know any. I don't do movies. I think people boo Coin because they're just trash talking. Coin's hilarious. He's a great trash talker, and he's just fun. And I think it's just when people boo him, it's kind of a sign of respect. Am I right, Coin? Am I right? Man, I'm so close. They love to hate me and hate to love me. Coin's an RC pilot too, by the way. Just like me. That means we're both ultra cool. Dang. Coin, you're embarrassed. You're putting the pressure on me because he never misses. And I can't hit right now. I came out for a few shots this afternoon and did really well at lunchtime. But you guys distracted me. There's 2 in a row. I think it's just built right into him, Thrill Billy. Yes, we do respect Coin. Whoa, that was a hard hit. If you guys haven't seen Coin, he's a magician. He does magic tricks with coins. Imagine that. Good job, Andrew. And he's really good. There's a couple of things that he does every now and then I can sort of pick up on what's going on because I played around with magic a little bit, but most of it I'm lost. And it's like, dude, how'd you do that? Coin is one of the, didn't you win one of the tournaments, Coin? Or was that, I can't remember. He did really well at Midwest, and he helped run the tournament. Hero Billy, go look up Coin Worker on YouTube. He's hilarious. Get the squirrels are eating your avocados. Well, here where I live in Wisconsin, you're not allowed to shoot, not allowed to hunt with a slingshot. And you have to be in season for squirrels. We don't teach the pros, we let the pros teach us, and it's called respect, including Coin. Yep. It's one an RC plane, but price, yeah. They can get pricey. That's why slingshots are so much more fun. They're dirt cheap. I'm with you, Thrill Billy. I'm really good at that, too. That's it. Coin has won AIM and ECST. I thought so. I just couldn't remember. So his bio is... And because he's won, everybody trash talks him, trying to get him messed up. He is a really good shot, though. Catch one of his live streams sometime. Say hi. Tell him Philip sent you. I try and get on a few of my buddies' live streams when I can. It's all depending on what I'm doing and my schedule. My schedule. There's still blood on my slingshot. Jonah David, how's it going? Slow-moving vehicles for a slow-moving brain. Yes, rock crawling is actually very difficult because you have to plan your lines. You can't power through it. You can't just bash. There's a certain amount of cerebral thinking to it. Although I've been told RC drift cars are the hardest RC skill to learn. There's actually a drift car track about an hour from here down south. Hey, J-Dog, I will keep shooting because, you know, it's fun. And I'm still learning. And until I'm good as Coin, I got to keep practicing. You raced quads way back in the early days. I tried. I had a freestyle quad. I wasn't real good with it. I could do flips and rolls and dives and spins and carry a camera and junk, but you came along when they were easy to fly, Coin. I started out on a tricopter stabilized by gyros from a helicopter. There was no computer controller. No computer controllers. You talk about, it flew fine, but man, she drifted all over the sky. Used to use the KK. Yeah, that was right after the Nintendo Wii nunchuck board. I had one of those too. That was before GPS and making them so easy an idiot could fly it, which is what got the whole community in trouble, because idiots got DJI and did idiot things. And then those Rotor Riot guys were diving off of bridges and down buildings in the middle of populated areas. That was stupid. Slot car track. Yeah, those are fun too, Rake and Raccoon. I think I had one for a little while. That form factor's coming back, except it's in little micro RC cars they race on indoor tracks. It's pretty crazy. Super fast. Still over 100 people. Way to go. Everybody hit that like button. We only got 39 likes. Come on, people. Oh, I broke it. I did not think it was going to come off that quick. Oh, bummer. Now my can's done. I'll play horse with you at aim. Ooh, I see a match coming on. There's a dirt floor raceway that I like, but it's a difficult track. 30-20-10 challenge while we've been talking. I got 17 out of 20 earlier today. That's pretty good, Reaper. I'm going to stop and get a drink of water while you guys keep commenting. Get to the slingshot thing here in California. That would be awesome, Rake and Raccoon. I wish you were closer over here by all of us East Coasters and Midwesters, and we could hook up sometime and shoot. Coin's, I'm the opposite of an introvert. Yeah, Coin's not afraid to talk to anybody. All right, I guess we're shooting at the water bottle now. I'm kind of an extrovert too. I like to make people laugh, and I like to make people smile. And I like to teach. When people ask me on the live stream how to do something, I like to stop and explain stuff. That's why I think my live streams get a lot of people on it. Coin's here, though. He's smarter than me. Had it made in Italy by a guy in Italy. Cool. You can obviously see I'm not as accurate on this long draw. I'm very close. I'm just not dialed in. Now I knocked the stinking water bottle off. Oh, came untied. Oh well, we'll put that away. We'll go back to short draw for a little bit. And maybe we'll go put something back on. Don't have to travel. Yep, Thrillbilly. That's how I met you, and we're like best friends. We message almost every day. Okay, Coin, I got a question for you if you're still here. You've won tournaments, and you're good at speed shooting. At least you're better than me. Somebody asked me earlier How many shots I could get off in 20 seconds. I told him about the tournament. I said I could probably get off 7 or 8 maybe. They may not be very accurate, but I could get them off. How many can you get off in 20 seconds, do you think? Had the wrist pain after shooting .7. Yeah, .7 is a pretty big band. That's a big band, especially if you're just target shooting. Unless you're shooting something big, but why do you need to shoot big stuff when you're target shooting? What's your favorite slingshot? How do you cheat on her? I don't know. My favorite is Axiom G10 for my long draw. The backup, which is this far behind, is the Nova that I was just shooting. They feel very similar in the hand and they shoot very similar. But those are my two favorites. This used to be my favorite, but I've been practicing long draw way more than I've been shooting short draw. So it's just a good solid slingshot. It's one I'll pick up and go shoot. This are my LT2. I'm usually pretty good with. Can't shoot them for being in love with the LT2. I'm a sellout. Once you find one that works, why do you need a ton of frames? Everybody's saying, like Sam's always trying to trade frames with me. It's like, Sam, I got what I need. Everything. I got everything I need. I don't know. I don't need anything else. Somebody was asking about my favorite frame that I would cheat, that sometimes I would cheat on. I think that's what you're asking for, Billy. I don't know. We're kind of behind. Aloha. Hey, 808 Hawaii. It's been a while. G10's your first and only so far. Well, you went right for broke. How's it going, Mr. Hawaii? I have some awesome customs, but currently stuck shooting Axiom. Got to collect them all. See, I'm a little bit different, Coin. I find stuff I like and I just stay with it. And I got a few other frames that never get touched. They sit under the couch. There's people I know got a whole wall of frames. I think Roy's got like 30 or 40 of them, long draw. How many you got, Coin? Probably more than you got RC planes. Here we go. Five-inch wide down. Well, who could pull that back? And I'm kind of with you, Andrew. I'm an introvert now, but I don't talk to myself. I haven't reached that level. Too many to count, Coin says. I do like my G10 Axiom. I wanted an Axiom, and somebody gifted it to me. It's got a couple frame hits, but you can't see them. That hasn't affected it. And I picked it up. I said, I'm going to try a big frame on long draw, and that one quickly became my favorite. I've tried the smaller frames, like the pickle forks and gappers, but even at the long draw, I come back to the wider frame. I'm just more comfortable. That's why I fell in love with the Axiom. And that Nova I've got is right up there with it. I keep shooting at the same target. I should take everything else down. If anyone ever asks who you're talking to, tell them the only person worth talking to. I have too many other. 3 is my limit. Wideband. Can't imagine shooting a 5-inch band. Holy crap. All right, let's shoot at that 60 millimeter spinner. What the hey? Got it. I have to be the aluminum gasser. Got the 50. Oh, let's hit the 40. Being social, I'd rather be at home. All right, can I get the 40? I got the 60 and the 50. Oh, just low. All right, let's get it this time. Ooh, just grazed it. I don't know if that went down. Okay, let's get one more up there and then we're going to do something different. We got the 60. All right, let's go back and have some fun. There's shade back there now. I'm going to go shoot some 25 yard. I know Sam likes it when I do that. But don't ask me to hit them 40s with a long draw from long ways because I suck at it, Sam, and you know that. All right, let me get a drink of water before we go back there. All right, here we go. I got my long draws and my short draws. Oh. I like it back here because it's totally in the shade. There we go. I'm going to put this back so I can zoom in a little bit and still not be so big. GZK band. Yeah, I've heard of GZK. I'm not surprised they would want to do that. Frost says he's a pimp. Okay. Okay, first we're going to start with a short draw. I've got a coffee can that I like to shoot at. No, I don't want to shoot once left-handed because it just feels weird. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself. But maybe I'll try it. Let's see if we can hit the coffee can first. Well, there you go. First shot. Boom, boom. Just grazed it, but it counts as a hit. Oop, a little high. That was low. I knew that as soon as I let go of it. Oh, that was a solid one. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I dropped my Axiom. That's bad. Don't mess it up. You got me on that one, Wolf Reaper. I am clueless. All right, this is for you, Thrillbilly. Let's try and shoot backwards. It's going to be weird. I've only done this once or twice. And I'm left-handed, believe it or not. I'm shooting backwards. Just it all feels wrong. I'm sorry, I just feel stupid. Oh, I was way off. Let's try that again. I was about 2 feet off to the side. I'm shooting backwards. There you go. I'm a crack shot. I'm ambidextrous. Not really. But I did it. That was for you, Thrillbilly. The glow-in-the-dark ammo. That's cool, except I ain't going to shoot it dark. When it gets dark, I'm going to sleep. I'm old. All right, let's try the Axiom long draw from back here and see how bad we do. Well, that was way off. Maybe we'll go back to the short draw. I'm better at that. Dang, I'm way off. All right, slow down. Okay, I don't need to aim up as much because long draw has more power. Still aiming high like I do with short draw. You got to get at least one hit. There we go. Yeah, with the long draw, I can pretty much aim dead on. I don't have to adjust my height very much. If I could just master long draw. 2 in a row. Whoa, 2 in a row. Let's do 3. Oh, just a hair high. One more and I'll go back to short draw. Oh, that went right under. It was dead on. Okay, one more. I got to check my comments. Sorry. Great shot. Thanks. Left-handed. Woohoo! Feeling a bit campier than. Unanimous Anonymous is here, Spot. Hey, how's it going? I didn't see you pop in. Have you ever shot a person? Let me tell you that story. Yeah, Unanimous is back. He's actually watched a couple of my videos and left me some comments. I was at a boys' camp, ministry camp that I go to last year in 25, and I was sort of new to slings. And one of the kids, I was shooting clay, and I had my Axiom X short draw. One of the kids says, "Does that thing hurt if it hits you?" I said, "Why don't you go back a ways there and I'll shoot you in the butt and we'll see." So he walked back, I would probably say 50, 60 feet. I wasn't even paying attention on that one. And I shot him square in the butt with a piece of clay. And let's just say he didn't want me to do it again. So there, yes, I have shot somebody. I've definitely stabbed some. Oh, come on. Let's get the short draw back out. I can do much better than that from this range. Still learning that long draw thing. I'm not as talented as Coin. Some of the other guys that shoot long draw only. Just not there yet. I plead the fifth. Yeah, I've heard about glow-in-the-dark ammo. It's cool, but I don't shoot at night. Just like I see people with these frames that glow in the dark with some special resin that they're made out of. It's like, I ain't going outside at dark to shoot. So it's cool, but not my thing. That was low. I saw the dirt in front. Maybe I should go back to 10 meters. There we go. That hit the very bottom. Oh, that's a good solid hit. Let's get another one. That was high. That was high as well. Oh, that was crooked. I flinched when I let go. I know what I did wrong. I screwed up. Okay, one more hit. One more hit. Come on, Philip. You can do it. Unanimous Anonymous, have you gone and bought a slingshot yet? I know he was watching some of my clips, some of my content, because he left me a couple comments. Dropped my Allen wrench that sneaked into my bag. I don't know why I got it in there, but man, I'm shooting terrible. Okay, last shot, and I gotta check comments. That sucked. All right. Please don't shoot me. I don't think I'd do it. I haven't done drugs in but Simpleshot is like crack. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Hey, Plywood, how's it going, man? Someone said they're not there with the long distance. It's like, if I don't have you guys watching and I'm not focusing on you guys and I'm just out here by myself, focused and concentrated, I do better. It's not the people, it's the fact that I'm being pulled back and forth between focus here and focus here. So I'm about this much better of a shot when I'm alone than what you see on here. Slingshots are more addicted to crack. I know because I still do crack. Coin, you crack me up. You know who we need to get on a YouTube stream together, Coin, is you and Can Vandal. Dude, you would have everybody cracking up so bad. I would love to have Can Vandal on a live stream with me sometime. But yet, Coin, you got to get Can Vandal. I don't know if you've met him. I don't know how much you can get through to him. But dude, I want to meet that guy someday. He's my favorite slingshot YouTuber. Yes, above even me. I love everything he puts out because I always crack up no matter what he does. Plus, I'm a video editor, and I appreciate the work he puts into his videos because I know what it takes to produce them at the level he produces them. So, Coin, you and Can Vandal need to get on that. Whoop. Couple shots that were low. You'll get it, Andrew. Same clips. Yes, back to slingshot shots. We're not going to dive into politics and stuff. That's for other live streams. Whether you agree with them or not, that's not what we're doing here. All right, one more hit on that can and we're moving back up. See how jittery I am? I can't hold still for squat right now. I was out and sweating a bunch this afternoon at the very end of my work day before dinner. So I'm probably a little dehydrated. I got a new motorcycle. I got a Can-Am. Been wanting one forever. It's a used one. It's a 2011. It's been really well cared for. Well, today I come out and all it does is click, click, like the solenoid. Won't start. Oh, crap. I tried to jump it. It still didn't start. So it wasn't the battery. And it has to be the solenoid. I have a friend who's a mechanic. My pastor came by and we ripped the sides off of that thing. It took us an hour to figure out how to get the side panels off and finally could get to the battery and the solenoid. And he reached in and monkeyed with a couple of wires and tightened a loose bolt on the solenoid and it started right up. And then put the seat down and it wouldn't start again. So I have a new battery and a new solenoid on order. I can't fault the people that sold it to me because that's one of those things you don't know it's going to die until it just kicks the bucket. But man, that thing's sweet. All right, I got my Marksman slingshot back in action. Can't wait to go test it out again. Did you put flat bands on it, Unanimous, like my video? It's on my YouTube channel. If you did, it's going to be awesome. But Coin, don't bite too hard. We don't want you to lose it. You're too funny. Your tongue, that is. I bought a new Can-Am in 2008. Mine's a 2011. It had 45,000 on it, which is fairly high. But the people that maintained it, Everything that popped up, as soon as an error came up or as soon as anything was wrong, it was addressed immediately by the dealer. They did their own oil changes. Almost everything in it had been gone over, except obviously the solenoid, before I got it. So it's in really good shape and it's beautiful. Some people poo-poo. It's what I grew up with. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have other slingshots. I have bows. Hey, put some flat bands on it and no reason to be troubled, messed up with a slingshot. Can't hit crap with a wrist rocket. Coin, I actually do okay with one. But what's weird is when I shoot it, because of the wrist piece, it puts my arm at a weird angle, so I kind of have to twist it. But once I get the bands lined up, it shoots good. Not that I do a tournament with it. 1500 gold wing. I can't ride a bike anymore. It scares me too much. No apologies needed. We're all good. That's fine, unanimous. Some tapered ones, that's great. It'll work good on that thing. I use instinctive. That's, if you're good at instinctive, they're good for that. I am not. I've tried instinctive shooting. We're going back up to 10 meters. I just can't do it. I've either become too dependent on my eyes for aim, or, like I've mentioned a few times, when I learned to be an archery instructor, which I'm no good at, but I can instruct it well and teach you, they did the dominant eye test, and both of my eyes came back dominant. The right one is the more dominant. So I think my issue is when I try and shoot instinctive with both eyes open, I see two targets and I don't know where I'm aiming. I got a squirrel today with my ear cutter. Cool. Way to go, Rakin. I knocked off a chipmunk the other day. It's my third one of the year. Perfect headshot, too. I was surprised. He didn't kick very long. We don't do the squirrels here, though. They're my wife's pets. Here, we got the bell. Can finally hit something again. Old gold wings are ugly, but they ride like, the new ones ride like a Cadillac too. There's a reason they call them road sofas. And I guess the new ones can get an automatic transmission. I had a VTX 1300 about 7 years ago, and I put myself in positions because I wasn't paying attention. It scared me a few times, and I said, my life's too valuable to die this way. So I sold it, but I kept the license. I've had a license since the 80s. Still 74 people on, man. We're killing it today. Good crowd tonight. Thanks, everybody. Coke and water mining my fruit trees. Yeah, raccoon. Technically, we can't hunt squirrels with a slingshot. Or we can't hunt squirrels because there's seasons. But some people say sort of a loophole is if an animal is a pest, you're allowed to, let's just say, take care of it. So if I really needed to, I could take down a few squirrels. But my wife feeds them. We have about 8 or 10 squirrels running around our driveway in the mornings, looking at the back door, waiting for her to come out and give them some peanuts. She'll go through a pound bag of peanuts every day. If you went over my driveway and the area around my driveway, and I showed you the ground, it's just peanut shells everywhere. Got the bell. Yep, that's kind of the idea, unanimous, anonymous. It's sort of, if I killed a squirrel here, nobody's going to yell at me but my wife. And to be honest, the reason we feed them, we fatten them up. Because if the world goes to well and melts down, and the economy melts down and we need food, I got 10 fat, juicy squirrels running around my yard. I got a couple weeks of food right there. It would be hard, but if I'm hungry, I'll do it. Don't worry about sounding rude. You were fine. Can't shoot rifle because of livestock. Hey, Raking Raccoon. I hope you don't feel like creepy, but when I got your address to send you that slingshot you won, whenever I have people's address, I love to go see where they live. And I looked you up on Google Maps. That's quite a compound you got there. That's a cool place. Now I know what you're saying because you mentioned the ranch. It's like, yeah, I could see that. The place you got is pretty cool. Hope you don't think I'm creepy. Whenever we hire new people at work, first thing I do is go online and do a search on them, see what I can dig up about them. Just so when they show up and everything, I kind of have a comfort level talking to them. Killed a moose in the driveway a few weeks ago. Wow. Smacked it with a broom. You crazy. I even did a kung fu sound effect because that's Thrill Billy. I know you. I don't think you would do that. All right. I'm not hitting anything right now. I need to focus a minute. All right. What am I going to shoot? I'm tired of shooting that stupid bell. I shoot it all the time. Let's shoot what's left of that can that we broke. Almost 100 acres. That is cool. Oh, see, if I had 100 acres, I'd have a built-in runway for my RC plane. 100 acres, you still have to worry about neighbors. I have the opposite. I live in town. I have the opposite problems. That house is abandoned, going to get torn down soon. The guy in that house next to it is building a house there to grow his family. And I got a house across the street. And that building over there used to be you can't really see it, it's behind the trees. Used to be a liquor store. It's now some guy's man cave. And Main Street is just right out there. You can see cars going by. So I have to be kind of careful what I'm doing. I think my setup here is pretty safe. Do a lot with 100. I bet you do. Abandoned house is a good backstop. No, unanimous and honest. I'll tell you something about that in a minute. I'm not greedy. Hook me up with a quarter acre. I'll scare away some. My wife was looking for the broom yesterday. I told her she probably parked it next to the Ford. That neighbor's house, it's abandoned and it's not repairable, even though it looks nice. Inside is really like all the electrics hanging out of the wall, mold growing up everywhere. It would completely have to be regutted and almost started from scratch again. So he bought it for real cheap. And I'm going to ask him one of these days when I see him out. It's like, so when you go to tear that house down, you taking those windows? And if he says, no, I'm just going to let him go with the stuff, I'm going to say, can I shoot him out? And then we'll make a video shooting the windows out of that house. How cool will that be? That'll be fun. I just got to catch him out one day where I can stop and ask him. I think he could pull those windows out because they're fairly decent windows. And he could sell those on the marketplace somewhere and make a few bucks for them. Some off-grid person will get them. Some homesteader would be happy to have those. All right, let's shoot the blue chicken. We got a shot at that. It's big. I'm not. Oh, got him right in the butt. My shooting has gone downhill the last few minutes. I haven't been talking so much. I had a run there a few minutes after we started where I was shooting real good. And then I got distracted, and now I'm getting tired. Oh, I got him in the belly button. 52 people still. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. That's like to write it down somehow. You guys are so mean to your wives. Like, come on. My dad used to always say, women, you can't live with them, you can't live without them. And then I always added on to it, women, they can live without you, and they'll let you know it. Okay? The Ritz Rider vacuum. Let's shoot the 50. Oh, just tip the top of it. 7:30. I'm gonna have to start winding down here, folks. It's 7:30. Still got to pick up all my stuff. It'll take me about 5 minutes. Pick up all the ammo. Go in. Get something cold. Sit by the air conditioner. Come on, Philip, hit the stupid 50 for crying out loud. Jeez. God, I'm low. Couple of rounds at the knockdowns to get good for the World Cup. Hey, thanks for popping in, Coin Worker. Much appreciated, man. And good luck at Worlds. Him and a bunch of other guys, some of our best shooters, are heading over to Spain for the World Championships. Bring us back a trophy, Coin. Show them the U.S. has got it. Yeah, go get some good practice, man. Thanks for hanging out. It's much appreciated. And your humor and fun is just good to have around. We appreciate it. Bring me back a t-shirt. I want to make a t-shirt for slingshotting. Would any of you guys buy a shirt that was just a funny thing about slingshots? All the slingshot shirts you see are promoting someone's brand. It's for their, RVA catapults or Cool Hand Luke or, Liberty Custom Slings or whatever. I'm thinking just a funny t-shirt like this one's for flying. It's like, cancel everything. There's no wind. That's for flying RC planes. There's fun ones. And we don't have any fun shirts about slingshots. And I have one in my head. And I want to tell you what it is. But if I do, one of you guys will go knock it off and steal the idea. Because that's just the way the world works. And if I do it, I want to be able to make a few bucks on it. Would you guys buy a t-shirt? They'd probably be in that $25, $30 range. That's usually what custom t-shirts cost. I'd like to find one of those places online where I can design it and then they just do the drop shipping from their place. They make them by the order. That way I don't have to stock anything because I got no room to stock anything in my house. Would anybody buy a t-shirt that was just funny? The funniest shirt I saw on vacation at our air show, Air Venture in Oshkosh. And I've only seen it that one time. One guy was wearing it. It was hilarious. It had a picture of a huge military tanker plane. The ones that refill the fighters. Had a fighter jet underneath with a little line he was refilling. And it just said, I really need to pass gas. I really wanted that shirt. I guess you can get them on Amazon. I've looked them up. But I had never seen that shirt before. I really need that shirt. My birthday's in September if anybody wants to get me one. We're an extra large. Let me know. I'll send you my address. Or if somebody wants to, spend a little more, you can send me an MDT hand cannon. That'd be all right. I like that slingshot. Ooh, got the bell again. Just always shoot at that bell. All right, a couple more shots and we're going to start winding this thing down, boys, because I got to get in pretty soon. Whoa, hammered that 40. Let's see if we can do it again. I say boys because that's mostly what watches here. Well, a few times girls pop in. We got a few girl followers too. Okay, can we hit the 42 times in a row? Boom. Let's see if we can get 3 out of it. The hand cannon shoots really good, Andrew. If you saw my video where I reviewed it, it was Thrillbilly Slingshot. He sent it to me. The first time I shot it, first 3 shots were dead on. We're not talking hitting a spinner. I'm talking hitting that spinner dead center without missing 3 times in a row. It was the first time I picked up a slingshot, and without doing anything, I felt like it made me a better shooter. And they'll tell you the frame is not what does it. I couldn't hit 3 in a row. Peephole sight they have on it. That thing was awesome. It looked cheap and silly, but it worked really well. Yeah, I want one of those. All right. Let's call that a night. Let me get a drink of water before I sign off. It's been a fun time tonight. Coin Worker was a treat to have in here. I'm so glad he popped in. Andrew, you might have been late, but I'm glad you were here, buddy. It really is getting where you never see the hand cannon again. Yeah, I kept telling him it's like it might fall off the back of the UPS truck, and it still could happen because it's not there yet. Yeah, that thing was sweet, and it just felt good in your hand. If you haven't watched that video I posted a couple weeks ago, the MDT hand cannon, go check that video out. It's pretty cool. Old school wooden slingshot to scare off squirrels and deer. Between that and Dennis the Menace would be where I found my start in the slingshots. That's kind of very common. Very common. Dennis the Menace, probably Tom Sawyer was another source. But I had slingshots when I was a kid, and I remember when my brother got a wrist rocket, I could pull it back about this far, and the ammo would go about 5 feet because I was just a weak little wuss, and I'm just a grown weak little wuss now. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for those coming back. Good to see you again, Andrew. Unanimous Anonymous. It was great seeing you back. You were on the other night, and I know you've been watching my videos. I appreciate it. Thanks for popping in the live stream. I can't wait to hear about your shooting antics once you get up and running and killing cans and stuff like that. So make sure you come back and tell us all the fun you're having and what you're blowing up. So anyway, I have to always go through the spiel. Make sure to like and comment and leave us and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go down in the description if you're looking for a slingshot. I know we had some people asking tonight. Simpleshot is the place, and use my link and I get a little commission. If you use my link, it helps me out and it helps my channel out. Hey, thanks, Andrew. We'll see you later, buddy. And if you're learning to shoot, also in that description is the Slingshot Basics course. So there, that'll get you started. And also, I've told you a few times before, if you're watching some of our videos and you're watching videos on YouTube on your phone, it's only on your phone, doesn't work on a desktop, and the video is less than a week old, if you swipe to the left in the comment section, there's a hype button, and it's for channels with 500 to 50,000 subscribers. If you see that in the video has to be less than a week old. So like the video I posted last Friday would still be good. The one I'm posting tomorrow would still be good. If you swipe and then hit that hype button, it puts me on a leaderboard for YouTube algorithms, and it helps them point us to more people. So we'd appreciate that. I know Andrew's done it a couple of times. Thank you, buddy. So if you see that hype button, make sure to use it, and you get 3 a week. They don't cost you a penny, and they replenish sometime on Sunday. So you get 3 a week. Go. You can put them all in one person or one video, or you can spread them amongst your favorites. Anyway, that's enough. I'm going to go. It was great seeing everybody. Andrew, Thrillbilly, Raking Raccoon, thanks for moderating and keeping the trolls out and the bad stuff out. And it was a good time tonight, and I appreciate it. I probably won't be able to do it tomorrow. I'm not sure about the weekend. So We'll talk to you later. Have a good one, and God bless, and keep on slinging. Go out and blow up some cans.